Hey guys, welcome to Boost Hunter Garage. Today we're going to be changing the rear pinion seal on my 07 here. It's been leaking for a little bit here and I've been meaning to get it done here. So we done the front a little while ago, and this rear we're going to do basically fairly similar to how we did the front. So I'll show you the kit we got here. I picked this kit up off of drivetrainamerica.com. With them, the one thing is I noticed compared to other sites is it came with everything that you needed. So your new pinion seal, the yoke sleeve, I believe is what you call this, just your washer, a new nut because you do have to stake this. As you can see, it's got Loctite already in it. Crush sleeve, which this way we will not be using this. And I'll say this right now, the way we're doing this is kind of the quick and dirty way. The true proper way would be to fully take your differential apart and replace everything. That way so you can set your clearances and everything right. But obviously it takes a lot more work. We're just going to do that this way. It can last a long time this way, or it could leak again in a shorter time, but it's just that much simpler to do it this way. So I'm just going to show you guys how to do this. So let's get into it here and I'll show you where we're getting started. So here we go underneath the truck here. First of all, I went ahead and made this line just to mark across here, so then when we go to put this back together, we'll just make sure it goes back the same way it was. So that's just an easy way to tell there. So we got that marked. And then you just got your 4 15 mil bolts here that you got to take out. Luckily these are actual like bolt heads instead of like your front drive shaft has those stupid Torx ones that always strip out. And if you watched my video on that, I switched them out to a bolt this style. So I'm just going to use the impact here. We'll go ahead, zip these out and get this drive shaft out of the way. So there you have it. We got that drive shaft out of the way, came off nice and easy. But now what I'm going to do is take my paint marker and we're going to make a line, you know, down. It's going to be kind of hard while holding the camera, but essentially I'm going to make a line here and then lines up with this. So then when I go to put this back on, we'll line this back up so we know it's on the splines the way it was, so we get everything nice and lined up. So I have to set the camera down and make sure this is good so that I can see it good. Some guys do it on the nut too, but I'm not going to reuse the nut. Technically this should be staked on there, and I can't really tell if this one's been staked on there, but we'll go ahead and use the new one that I have and we'll stake it. So then this way we have this lined up, and then so that we set it the same depth that it was, I have just my calipers here, and all I did was, I already have it set, but you're just gonna measure from the face of this shaft to the top of the nut, and I'm just gonna lock my calipers there, and then that way I know how deep it was on there, and we'll put the new one on and set it to that same depth so that hopefully all our clearances in here are the same and we don't have any issues. I will double check when I pull this off, and I'll measure this nut and the new one, make sure they are the same depth, which they should be, but if they're out, we'll account for that, just to make sure this all gets put back on the right way. So I'll take this 1 3/8 socket and we're gonna zip this nut off there. We'll get this off and then I'll bring you guys back and we will pull this flange off. So as you can see, we got that nut off there. I also should have said before, I did put the park brakes on the truck, and the wheels are obviously on the ground, so that's what's holding it in place. The impact actually, surprisingly, it was taking quite a bit of time to take it off, but once I got it moving, it came off. And now we just got this puller on here. It's kind of sitting on there a little awkwardly just because of the shape. We're gonna go ahead and hopefully we can just pull this flange right off here. Let's see if I can set the camera up here. Oh, had a feeling that might happen. Okay, well I gotta reset this up a little better so it's grabbing better, because I had it, as you can see, a little awkward there. We'll get this off here. So there you have it. We got our flange off here. So we'll pull this seal that's in here off here, and then we'll go ahead and here's your pinion seal. And they do make a tool, like a seal pulling tool, that kind of like hooks in here and pulls out, but I'm just going to use some flat blade screwdrivers, and I'm going to clean this up obviously too, but I'll most likely just start by just trying to get a flat blade under this lip here and get it peeled up, and I'll just work my way around, and we'll get this seal out of here and we'll clean everything up around it. I kind of cleaned up before a little bit, but not too much. So we'll get this cleaned up, get this seal out. And like I forgot to mention before, obviously you're going to lose fluid. You can see it running a bit here, but obviously when you pull this out, you're going to lose a bit of fluid. It's going to come out. You could empty the whole thing ahead of time if you are planning on changing the fluid, which I'm going to do. I just hadn't done that yet. But anyways, I got the tray under here, so when I pop this out, we're going to lose some fluid. You could just top up after, but I mean, if you're going this far, you might as well dump it all and get some fresh fluid in there. So we'll get this all out and then we'll bring you back. So here we have the old seal ripped out here. You can see I got it pretty mangled, but all I did at first, just use this smaller flat blade, got underneath this metal edge and kind of worked maybe half the way around this whole thing, got that up. And basically I just ended up taking this bigger flat blade, getting it under, hitting it with a hammer enough that you can see where it poked right in there, kind of pushed it in a bit, and then I just pried it right out, and actually not much fluid came out. I cleaned it up a bit under there. I'll show you that when we go to put the new one in. And then here's your yoke, and I'm just going to use hopefully this pry bar and just work my way around, and we'll get this seal off there and get this all cleaned up. And that's the one thing, this yoke seal is the one thing that I've noticed in some of the other kits, same with the front, where it didn't replace that or didn't have it. Usually I use Rock Auto for a lot of the parts, and I believe when I was looking, they didn't even have it on there. So that's the one thing that sometimes you miss on some of these kits. So we're gonna get this all off, cleaned up, and then I'll bring you back and show you how we're gonna push these new seals on. So there we go, got that off there. Got the yoke all cleaned up around here, just brake cleaned it, wiped it all up. Cleaned out these threads a little bit just from the thread sealant. We'll show that later when we put some new stuff on. Got the new seal here, and I'm just gonna take a tiny bit of grease here and just kind of place it around here a bit just to make it hopefully a cleaner install. And then you're gonna go ahead, set this new seal on there, and then we'll take a block of wood, set it on top, and we'll just tap it with the hammer. And the biggest thing is just trying to make this go on nice and even, and just be careful and don't bend this or anything. So now you can see we got this cleaned up all around here. And I got my seal here, did the same thing. Just greased it up around the sides a bit just to make it fit on here a little better. So we're just gonna place it on there and just do the exact same thing. We're just gonna use a board. Obviously this one though, you can't place it right dead across the center because of the shaft coming out. So you're gonna have to just be careful, work your way around. So I have seen guys, you know, if you had something that fit perfectly over this and pressed on this, that you could hammer it on. I mean, that would be more ideal. It'd push it evenly on there. But I'm just going to go ahead and tap this on. It's going to be kind of hard to show under here, so I'll just show you it once I get it in. But I'm just going to work my way around and just make sure this is as even as possible. And then we're going to get it all the way so that it's flat up against here. And you kind of do the fingernail test and see if you don't want to be able to get your nail underneath it, so you want it nice and flush on there. So we'll get that tapped on there, and then we can get to installing the our yoke back on. So there we have it, the new seal all pressed in there, hammered in there. Now we got our yoke. You can see I put a bunch of grease around here just to make sure when this slides on, we don't catch on that seal. And then what I'm going to do is put all on the splines here, either on right there or inside here. We will put some thread sealant. So if I can handle this here, I'm just going to use this stuff here. Going to put that on the threads just to seal it from the fluid leaking out between your splines here. And then we will set this on here and get our lines lined up here. And when you put it on, I'll just loosely put it on, it's not going to want to, like your shaft isn't going to be hanging out far enough for you to put the nut on. So what I'll do is I'll probably use the board again and the hammer. I'll tap this on, make sure your splines are lined up so you're not meshing them all together. Anyways, we're going to push this on a little ways. And what you might have to do first is just put the nut on, suck this on enough that you can put the washer back on. And then we'll go ahead and tighten this and keep checking it with our calipers so that we put this on the same depth that we had it previously. Okay, so I got it on there. I just tapped it on with the hammer and the block of wood, and I was actually able to get it on far enough that I could put the nut, or the washer on, sorry, and put the nut on where it's on there far enough that it's grabbing more than just like the first thread. And you can see it has Loctite on it already. And I'm just gonna run that on there and just keep checking it with my calipers here with my set depth, so we get that the exact same. There you have it. We got her on there. It actually fought me a little bit. It was tough to get it all the way deep enough on there, but got that on there. Obviously we're lined up here, and I went ahead and staked this nut. I doubt you'll see it on there. I just took the chisel, put her there, gave her a few good smacks. Hopefully that holds us on there good. And then now all we got to do is put our drive shaft back on, line up with our lines we had here, and then put our bolts back in with a bit of Loctite on them. I'm sure there is a torque spec of what they're supposed to go on. Not gonna lie to you guys, I'm just gonna use the impact and send them on home. Few ugga duggas with that Loctite on there, we should be good to go. And now we're done with this, and hopefully no more leaks, or at least not for a long time. There we go, guys, all done. Hopefully that was helpful for you guys and you're able to get it done yourself. Please like and subscribe, comment, and we'll catch you on the next one.